All right, I have the top of the hour, 10 o'clock Central Time. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. I'll be going through today the websites and offering memorandums and flipbooks and what it means and how to use it in commercial real estate. But before I get started, I just want to let everybody know that we'd love to communicate with you. Please feel free to reach out to us in the chat box, in the question and answer box. We've got Lori Kuhlman as well as Raina Hopkins joining us today as panelists. They're going to be helping me kind of go through and answer any questions that you may have about our new website features, new flipbook features, and basic commercial real estate marketing is where I want to go with this today. Shout out to all my friends out here online. Great to see you. Hope everything is well, and appreciate your time this morning. With that said, we are also going to record today's session. If you would like to unmute yourself, we'll definitely unmute you. Otherwise, just chat in that chat box and we'll read back your question and get it answered in today's session. But we'll record this, we'll post it out, we'll send it out to the attendees that want it as well. I think most everyone I saw signed up are subscribers of TheAnalyst PRO. If you are not a subscriber of TheAnalyst PRO, reach out to us, and maybe Raina, if you want to chat in the chat box to all attendees, how they can get a hold of you, your email address, so that they can get signed up on a free trial and they can try TheAnalyst PRO out. Take it for a test spin, make sure it's going to make an awesome website and flipbook for them, so that hopefully we can add you to our list of wonderful members for TheAnalyst PRO. But Raina will reach out and give you her contact information, her email address directly, so you can contact her with anything you may have. And if you are currently, well, whether you're a current subscriber or not a current subscriber to TheAnalyst PRO, feel free to reach out to us as well. Feel free to reach out to Raina. She's happy to do one-on-one demos. So if there's something that I didn't talk about in today's session, or there's something you thought about later today that you're like, hey, I wonder if it does that, or I'd like to see how this actually works for a specific property you may be working on, email Raina as well, and we can set you up on a one-on-one demo with her and with Lori, and with whatever we need to do to help you out. So with that said, I am going to kind of give you an overview of our newest enhancements. We're super excited about this. We released this late last week after months of creating it, testing by our entire team. The new website platform, the new lead generators, the new flipbooks that are now incorporated in TheAnalyst PRO. If you're already the subscriber of TheAnalyst PRO, guess what? It's already in here. Everything I'm showing you, you have access to at this moment. The other great thing is if you've already created an offering memorandum in TheAnalyst PRO, no need to re-enter any information whatsoever. You can go back into your Commercial Package Pro. We call our OMs or offering memorandums the Commercial Package Pro. And you can create then a website and a flipbook out of that. And I'll show you how you can do that with both a new property and an existing property very quickly. We'll only take about probably about 30-40 minutes of your time today, and then spend as much time as we can answering questions, showing examples, any other examples. All right, here we go. Here is our one of our new website templates. We now have 3 different website templates you can choose from. We have the responsive template, which is this template. We have the modern template, and then also our classic template that you can choose from. I'll show you how you can select from the different templates. We wanted to make the responsive template a little bit simpler in having a little bit more white background on this, as well as navigation and information. If you've used TheAnalyst PRO, if you've created a Commercial Package Pro with TheAnalyst PRO, aka an offering memorandum, many of you like to call that, you know that our commercial packages can be anywhere from 6 pages long, something very, very simple with some pretty pictures, all the way up to over 100 pages of due diligence. In fact, I have a sample here of one that I've actually printed out where this is a full due diligence package. That's why we call it the Commercial Package Pro instead of just an OM. You can create an OM, an offering memorandum on the property, but you can take it a lot further and create a full due diligence package for your client, whether your client's a buyer, whether you're trying to get the listing on the property. And the reason I say due diligence package, because not only are we putting in the information about the property, we're putting in demographic information, location, risk information, flood, crime, environmental information. So it becomes a very, very sophisticated commercial package, due diligence package, and takes the OMs really to the next level. Well, based on some of the feedback we've had from our users over the last few years of the commercial package, the feedback is that you would really love to market out the property on a website, but maybe not include all the information that I'd include in the due diligence package on the website. So now you can pick and choose the information you want to put just on the website, and then allow them to come in and download the full offering memorandum, full due diligence package if they want. So let me take you for a little spin around this website, if you will. Obviously, we have the different pictures that you've uploaded in the system over on the left-hand side. We have our property information and company disclaimer. You can control all this. The company disclaimer is part of your default settings. But we have the basic property information, the property description on this page, and then we get into any additional reports. So this is the minimum information that you'd want to have on a property website, is obviously the information, address, year built, size, those types of things. Some people ask us, one of the feedback points that we had over the last year, Raina was working with several clients that said, you know what, we don't always want to show purchase price or lease price. So we actually have the ability for you to change this and say purchase price, call broker. Purchase price, you can type in exactly what you want to say on that. I'll show you how you can do that. If you're dealing with a land property, maybe not an improved property, property size could be units, could be square feet, could be square meters, or if you don't have a property size and you enter it as 0, then we just don't show that particular item. So this is pretty responsive to the information you put in and very flexible on the information you put in. Very, very easy to create, by the way. I would be remiss if I didn't mention also that you don't need to host this website. We give you the link for your website. We host the website. We host the website indefinitely. As long as you're a member of TheAnalyst PRO, we'll host your website for you. You can have as many unlimited property websites as you want as well. Now, coming in here, we also have, in this case, I selected to do an investment analysis on the property. However, I didn't want to show like 10 columns of just numbers on the property website. So I selected for the property website to show our investment analysis infographic report. Heavy on the graphics, great for somebody visiting the site. And the graphics are also interactive for the client. So I can literally hover over the particular graphic and then say, okay, in year 3, here's our gross operating income, expenses on the property. Here's my cash on that property each year that I would own the property. So very interactive in that investment analysis. We're trying to take numbers and make them more fun to work with, more fun to see than, of course, just your standard old Excel spreadsheet or your standard Argus run that you may do. Not that these aren't extremely valuable numbers. These are extremely valuable numbers for an investor. You can do the same thing on a lease analysis for a lease as well and have these great graphics in there. But sometimes investors may just get a little tired of looking at spreadsheets after spreadsheets. So this really comes down to exactly what is important for them based on if they're a cash on cash buyer, if they like to come in and know what the different investment measures are for NPV, net present value, IRR. All of these are in here. And right at the top of the page, you'll see we have our cap rate, cash on cash, and IRR right at the top of that. All right, that's enough of the investment analysis. We also incorporate our demographic analysis, and part of my favorite demographics is the infographic section within the demographic analysis. So coming in and looking at my study area, I did a 15-minute radius ring around this particular apartment complex. Then we can look at what is the population of that area, what's the household income for the area, all in, again, a great graphical representation. Population trends for the area, traffic count maps as well. You have unlimited, really unlimited ability to put in some demographics in here. And then I just selected to do an aerial and location map. Exactly where is this located? You'll see the accent colors on the report match my logo. The accent colors on the website, the accent colors on the buttons all match the logo. This is an accent color I set in my default settings. And I'll show you some other examples where I use different colors, but you would basically, once you upload your logo, you could put in your accent color, the hex color code for your logo, for your company, and then all of the website, all the accents on the website. And then soon I'll show you the Flipbook would also be in those accent colors as well. You may see as I scroll down, we've also incorporated lead generation widgets on the website as well. We have 3 different types of widgets that you could select from to go on your website. One is, as you see here, the investment analysis widget. The investment analysis widget is basically a real simple version of kind of the investment analysis in the TheAnalyst PRO, with the mindset that somebody visiting your website would put in this information and it would send a report back to them with your logo, your name on it. They have to put in their contact information, and then it sends their contact information as well as a copy of the report to you as well. I'll show you an example of this on another website. I did a mortgage calculator on another website that's a little bit faster for me to show, so I'll show that to you in just a moment. Little home icon will take you back to that home page with the property info and disclaimer. And then you also have the option, we created this as an option, of creating a download button where they could click on the download button, put in their name and email and phone number. So I'll do this. And what it's going to do is it's going to email that person the full due diligence report now. So the full offering memorandum, the full commercial package pro in a PDF format is now going to be emailed to them. And of course, their contact information along with the property that they just downloaded your package from is going to now be sent to you as a lead for this particular property. All powered by us, all hosted by us, but they're going to get that email from you. It's going to look like it's from you as well. Let me see what that's going to look like when that email comes through with that commercial package. And many times the commercial package is going to be so large that it may need to be a link to that package. So this is the link that was sent to me as the visitor of your website. So it says, thank you for your interest in Gabriel's Court Apartments as requested. Here's your access to the property presentation package. I click on that and then it opens up the full PDF. In this case, I created a 95-page PDF due diligence package on this. Again, very quickly, very easily, but I've incorporated not only just the executive summary analysis report, but I've loaded it up. I've loaded it up with my 5-year before tax, 10-year before tax analysis, sales comparables on the property. All of this that you can add, the sales comparables, you can add as many attachments and documents that you want in there as well. Now, let's take a look at this Flipbook. So the Flipbook is brand new for us as well, and automatically when you create your offering memorandum, your commercial package, it will also create a Flipbook. In this case, I overdid it a little bit. I did a 95-page Flipbook on this apartment complex. Probably wouldn't recommend 95 pages. Again, it's the same as the PDF document, but another great way for somebody to view your property information besides just a PDF or a spreadsheet, if you will. The Flipbook is really cool because basically acts like a book. I've got my table of contents in here. If I want to flip to just the property pictures and go straight to the property pictures, I click on that and it will take me right to the property photos of that property. And then I can go through and look at all the property photos. Again, the color, accent colors you see here is based on the accent color code you put in. So the whole package then, the whole Flipbook, the whole outline of the Flipbook is branded for you and your colors in here as well. And here's some of our infographic reports. If I wanted to, I could jump back to the home page and look at the table of contents again and say, you know what, now I'm interested in the demographics. Take me to the demographic analysis, and I can go through and look at all the demographics on that particular property. Our location risk analysis with the flood, the crime, the environmental on the property, environmental records. The environmental records are hyperlinked as well to the source that reports that particular item. So here is stormwater construction, and I don't know what this source is. So I can click on that source and it'll automatically open up the website, our website at TheAnalyst PRO, and say, okay, this is the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. That's a mouthful. I don't know why I clicked on that one. But here's all the different programs and services that we're searching for our environmental record database. This is very exclusive to the Analyst Pro, something that we created exclusively here at the Analyst Pro is that environmental. And then you can add a different attachment. So if I wanted to put in sale or lease comps, I could add those as well. But this is a little Flipbook. Now, what I can do is a couple different things on my Flipbook. I can choose to share this with others. So I can share it on Facebook, I can share it on Twitter, I can select the email, and it automatically then will pop up an email with a link to your Flipbook. I've got it on my other screen, so let me pull that over. So this is how it would automatically, just instantly, you could send this out, this link out for your Flipbook as well. So these are some great things. These are some great new features, but gosh, Todd, how difficult is this to make, you might be saying. And Lori and Raina, if there's any questions so far that you want that somebody's typed in that I can answer, please let me know, because I'm going to kind of shift modes now and go over to how do I create a property website? How do I create this Flipbook in the Analyst Pro? Any questions so far? I've seen a lot of chat, but it looks like they're all being responded to. So thanks, Raina, and thanks, Lori, for responding to those. All right, if nothing else, just type in your questions if you have any questions. All right, so here's how easy, and again, when we set out over 10 years ago to create the Analyst Pro, we had a specific vision, a specific mission in mind, and that was to create the simplest, the fastest, but yet the most robust commercial real estate analysis and marketing platform available. And we continue with that mission today. This is absolutely the simplest and fastest, but most robust way you can create an offering memorandum, a complete commercial package, a property website, Flipbook, all this great marketing information with amazing information included and highly valuable information included, whether that's a lease or investment analysis, it's demographic analysis, it's flood, crime, environmental information. It's just incredibly valuable information. Now, here is where I would go and create a new package. And I could create a package for a lease or for a sale. And many of you probably, if you are using the Analyst Pro, we've had this as part of the Analyst Pro for about 1.5 years now. So hopefully you're using our Commercial Package Pro to create your OMs, to create your marketing material. But now we've taken it one step further. I'm going to come down to that Gabriel's Court apartment complex for sale that I just showed you. What did I have to do to create that full package? Well, I'm going to walk you through every step of it, and we're going to do this in about 8 minutes. I'm going to walk you through what I entered to create this package. You can literally create that package, the website, the Flipbook, all in about 10 minutes. Even faster if you don't want to include the financial analysis. Financial or lease analysis is probably what takes the longest, to be honest with you, and I'll show you why. So our first option, pick the template we want. So we have fixed templates, but we have 7 different amazing fixed templates that were professionally designed for us. We created these templates in order for it to be a drag and drop type system. You can drag your pictures over, boom, it places it on the template just perfectly, places it now on the website and the Flipbook just perfectly as well. I can also create flyers. So we have several different flyer templates in here, as well as 2 different trifold brochure templates, all using the same information you create that property website with. So it's all one time entered, don't have to enter it again. So I'm just going to select that designer template. Down here is where my accent color is. This is pulling my default accent color for my logo that I put in my default setting. So I wouldn't ever have to enter this again, but you could come in, you can change this accent color, you can kind of hover over your own logo and select the color. Hopefully your company has a hex color code to match that color exactly perfectly. And so you can either hover over with an eyedropper or you can put in that hex color code. So basically this is just click on the template, here you go. Now I'm putting in the property information. I need to put in the property address to geocode this location. This could be actually any address in the entire world. We have a tremendous amount of users in Canada. We just opened up our entire Latin America and Spanish version of TheAnalyst PRO. We've got people overseas using it as well. So any location in the world, we can geocode. This is where I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to hide the price, whether it's a lease or a sale, you could just say hide the price and then put in the text that would replace the price. So when it says purchase price or lease rate, you can put in that text as well. Let me unhide that. Land size, property size, that's it. Now I've got the property information in here. We geocode that location to make sure it's exactly the right spot. I can move that pin if I want. This is an important step because what we're doing is we're taking this location and using it for our demographics, using that for our flood map, our crime, our environmental, if you want to include that. Next, I put in pictures. I can put in up to 10 pictures. I just drag and drop the pictures over. We crop them so that they perfectly look on that template that you want. I do recommend higher quality images, especially your primary image, because that's going to take up, in some cases, almost a whole page of not only your website, your Flipbook, but your PDF that you may even decide you want to print and bind. Put in the property description, quick and easy, copy and paste if you want it. And then really, this is enough to create a property website right now. This is enough to create a Flipbook. You'd have probably about 6 or 7 page property website at this point with the description, the property information, and the pictures. But I loaded this sucker up. Remember, mine was 95 pages long. So I loaded this up with analysis, investment and demographic analysis, location risk analysis, aerial and location map tools. I'm going to walk through each one of these. And again, give me, let's see, I have 23 after the hour. I bet you I can walk through and explain each one of these to you by the bottom of the hour and then show you what it takes to get to that property website. The investment analysis, as I mentioned before, is probably what's going to take the most amount of time to enter, and it's completely optional. Same with lease analysis. You may say, you know what, I'm not interested in marketing out the numbers right now on this property. I'm just trying to get the listing on this property. They haven't given me enough information to underwrite this property or get the cash flow. So you could skip this particular section. I didn't. I decided to go in because I'm a numbers geek and put in my unit mix for my 60 units. So my 21 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bathrooms. I put in the other income from my laundry. I put in my expenses on the property and replacement reserves on the property. Pretty quick, actually. Mortgage, I have an 80% loan on this. And then I'm going to sell it when I sell it as 7.5 cap. For those of you not as familiar with our investment analysis in TheAnalyst PRO, we have a whole web session, an hour web session of me dedicated just to investment analysis, to this feature. But now with a commercial package, I can go in and checkbox all the different types of investment analysis reports I want to include in my due diligence package. And remember, I showed you before with the 95 pages, I kind of loaded this up with my 5-year before tax, my 10-year after tax, or before tax. I didn't want to include those on my website, though. And I'll show you how I only included the executive summary on the website. You can pick and choose exactly what's on the website for your marketing as well. I loaded it up with all the different analysis, key performance indicators, KPIs for that property, if you will. Next, okay, so I've got a checkbox next to my investment analysis. Granted, that'd probably take me about 10, 15 minutes to manually enter with you. I went through and just showed you what I entered. But now let's see how long it would take me to do the demographic, location, risk, and aerial. On the demographic analysis, I can select a ring, a drive time, or I can hand draw the polygon. I decided to do a 15-mile radius ring. You can do 3 rings. I'm a fan of kind of going in and doing one. Otherwise, you get a really long demographic report. You get all kinds of infographic reports. So I did 1 radius ring around this property. We confirm it. So we reached out to our partner, Esri, mapped that particular location. That was step 2 of doing my demographics. Step 3 of doing my demographics, I check boxes. Okay, I want this report in there. I want this report in there. I want my traffic count map in there. Boom, I'm done with demographics. That's how quick and how fast and how easy you can add demographics to the analyst. We do everything through an API with Esri. So we're sending out that location, which you already did in the first step. We're sending out what reports you want, and then we're formatting them with your header, with your footer. So with your logo at the top and your contact information at the bottom. If I want a flood map, I can do that. If I didn't want crime or environmental, I can just come in and unclick these. So these do not have to be part of my due diligence package. I can click which ones I want. I can click the order I want them in. And guess what? My location risk analysis done on this. My last step is to create an aerial and location map report. This is where I can come in and annotate an image. And it's very, very easy to annotate an image. I can come in, I can outline it by drawing on a map. If I want to add a shape, let's just say I want to add a orange arrow to show where this property's at, I can do that. And then I can add images to this as well. So I can add, if I want to do a little icon of this, I can insert that image as my icon. I can do all kinds. If I have retailers in the area, I can come in and add them to my image as well. So you can annotate this very, very quickly with that annotation tool. And then in my case, I want to do an area location map. Where is this in our region? Where is this in the US? I've got my annotated image, and if a street view image is available as well, I can go grab that street view, just right off of Google Street View. Boom, done. And again, that's anywhere in the world that Street View's available. You can do that for your package very, very quickly. I'm done. I've entered the property details, investment details, the demographic details, the location risk, the aerial and location map. Again, I've overdone it. You will probably rarely want a full commercial package that has 95 pages of information. But again, it is 10:28 right now. I've got 2 more minutes. This is where I can drag and drop my attachments. I can have up to 9 additional attachments. I put my sales comps in here. You may have like an agency disclosure form you want to add. You may have an information about your company that you want to add in here. And what it does is it adds it to the table of contents for your commercial package. Then you have the option of putting it on the website, putting it in the Flipbook. All of those make a really cool enhancement where you can come in and just put your own attachments in here as well. Second step is, what's my report layout? So this is my OM report. How do I want to lay it out? What order do I want this information in my full PDF package, in my Flipbook? And then here you can see I automatically add it to the table of contents, my apartment comps that I got from Reese, a sample report I got from Reese. That's my report layout. This is for the PDF version of that report. This is the new section. In here, I can select, do I want a property website? Yes or no? So, yep, I want to create a property website. Next, I can name that property website URL. And this is kind of the end part of that URL. If I want to customize that particular URL, I can. I can select from the 3 different website templates. The one I showed you earlier was the responsive template that are new. The responsive and the contemporary templates are brand new to the Analyst Pro, and you can start using them right now. Here is what I think is absolutely fantastic. So you can come in at this point and say, you know, what do I want to include in the website? And before you saw, oh, I want to include that 5-year executive summary investment analysis with the pretty pictures and graphs, but I don't want to include the rows and rows and rows of data. Maybe I want to include the demographic analysis and then the aerial map. But the comps, I don't want to load it up too much with the comps right now. So I can just pick and choose exactly what I want. If I want, you know what, let's move the demographics to the top section, I can move these different resources to different locations as well. Do I want people to be able to download the full PDF? So it's up to you. If you don't want the full PDF for them to download from your website, you can say, no, I don't want that, them to be able to access the full 95-page report. But I like to get leads. So I say, yes, I want to create that ability for them to download it. I can require the phone number for that, and then I can name it. So if I want to say download Gabriel's Court, I could name that button and have that button be customized that's on that website as well. Here's where those lead generator widget, do I want a widget? Yes, no. Which one do I want? Oh, I might want a mortgage calculator. The investment calculator is what I showed you earlier. If you had a lease property, maybe you want a lease calculator on there for them to use. And then finally, do you want to create a Flipbook? As easy as doing the little slider, yes or no. And then I've got my Flipbook. That is how hard it is to create a property website now and a Flipbook now. And what you get is you get all of them. So now what's going to happen, and when I press generate report, takes about 8 to 10 minutes for us to generate the report, especially with me doing the environmental records, doing the flood map, doing the demographics. We're pulling all that live through our APIs and searching databases live for that information when you create this package. Let me go back because I want to show you how then, a couple things. How, number one, it saves this information for you. So I've entered the information, saved the inputs over here on the left side. Over on the right side is actually the completed reports. But now we have a completed website, a completed Flipbook, and a completed commercial package, or OM as the industry loves to call it. Right here is how you would link directly to that. So if I wanted to link back to that website, I click on that, I got a link to the website. The other thing it does is it will also email you as soon as all of that's created. So as soon as your PDF report's created, as soon as your website's created, as soon as your Flipbook is created, again, 8 to 10 minutes is typically our timing for that. Then it will email you, and in your email, it'll include the links to all three. If you created all three of them, it'll include the links to all three of those. I've got a couple of other samples I'm just going to show you, and then I'm opening it up for questions. It's 33 after the hour, so look at how much information we created in just that short period of time. Again, I cannot emphasize enough, really our mission. We work really, really hard here at CRE Tech, TheAnalyst PRO, to keep things simple. We could create property websites and OMs and make it difficult for you. It's actually difficult for us to make it simple for you, but that is our job. We are absolutely, our platform has more tools, more features, more capability than any other platform, especially for the money. And it's the simplest platform available. The simplest platform. You can go in and create complex analysis very simply, very fast. Now you can create amazing marketing material, professional marketing material, and you saw how easy and fast it was. Let's see, I've got a lease sample here that I want to show as well. I don't want to leave out my lease gurus that are on this call, but let me just open up. Here's a sample lease property. I changed my accent color to be the gray in our logo. And then also I put the little lease analysis widget. I call them a widget, but I put the little lease analysis lead generator widget down on this particular website. But I made it super simple. This one I didn't add demographics. I didn't add a financial or a lease analysis. I just have the property disclaimer, the property description. However, if I download the full detail package, then I can get the additional information. And then we have a retail property. It's an HEB retail property that I also analyze. So you can come in and see how I've customized this. I changed the color in this case to be a blue. Some people get tired of my reds and my grays when I demo them. So I want to kind of show a sample of what blue, another accent color. You can kind of hopefully envision what your accent color would be. And then I put the mortgage calculator on this one. I want to try to show you all of the calculators that we have available. So let's just say I had $1 million loan, 5% interest rate, 25-year amortization. I can calculate the payment and the annual debt service, but it's when I hit the generate report button, this is then where I can come in and do the lead generator on this. Let me blow this up a little bit so you can see it. So I can put in my name, my email address, and my phone number. I'm not a robot. And then what's going to happen is it's going to email me a copy of this report, a mortgage summary report, basically. And then it's going to email the subscriber to the Analyst Pro, the person that created this website, you. It will email you a copy of that lead as well as a copy of that report as well. So a couple cool things there. And then when I download the full package, what will happen is then it will bring into me the HEB Retail Center. In this case, I have my PDF version of that retail center. The hyperlinks are still connected, so I can go to each individual section with my hyperlinks on my table of contents. And this is one I actually added. Here in Texas, we have an agency disclosure form. So I uploaded this PDF document to my package. It added it to the table of contents. And now this is an interactive form that I can come in and sign, or the client could come in and sign almost instantly. So we keep that. If you have an interactive PDF, you can add that interactive PDF now to your package as well. And with that, Raina, Lori, any questions from the attendees of today's session?
I do have, one attendee that would like to review the color drop method for the Flipbook.
Fantastic. Thank you. So, Raina, when I'm in creating, so let me go back to open, I'll open this Hester's Crossing. No, open HEB, because that's one I did the blue color with, if you remember, because I just want to show something other than my red and gray that I always show. So in here, I have my color accent. And if I click on the down arrow button next to this box, I can choose from some basic colors, I can do advanced colors, or I can do a custom color in here where then I can take and basically just with my pointer, and you see I just changed that color from blue to gray. And then if I come over my red here, it'll select the red that's in my logo as well. And so then that will create that dropper color, if you will. I do highly recommend, if possible, get from your company, or if you are the company, get from your the person that designed your logo and colors, the accent color code, the hex, H-E-X, the hex color code, because that'll give you the most accurate color. Now, once I've selected that particular color, then when I go to the website, I go to the Flipbook and create the PDF, it's going to include all those color codes in there. And then last, Raina, on that, as you know, I can set this one time in my default settings. So if I come into my default settings, when I first set up my account, I can come in and I can say, here's my disclaimer. So you can put in your company disclaimer. If you have one, we do have a default one for you. And then you can pick your default template you want, so you don't have to pick it each time. And then you can put in your accent color. So every time you go to create a new package, then it's already defaulted with all those defaults. Literally, step number one is completed when you put in those defaults. But we allow you to override it for those purposes as well. And of course, all of you that are subscribers and members of our system know you can brand all the reports with your own contact information, your own logo. So this is where you would upload the logo that now appears across the board on your PDFs, on your website, and now on your Flipbook as well. So great question. Any others? Raina, Lori?
I think the only one I have that's unanswered is how to add an interactive signature for IABS.
All right, so what I did in that particular package that I just showed you, and I got to remember where it was, I took a PDF document, and in this case, it was created by the state. I took a PDF document that already had the signature line embedded in that document. So if you have a PDF document already that has the signature line, that has the ability for somebody to sign, when you upload it to TheAnalyst PRO, let me show you again where we do that. When you upload it to your package, then it will continue to have that interactive capability in your package, just like my HEB sample. So the HEB sample, again, I loaded it up with the investment analysis, demographic, location, and map. So I added all of these items. If I just click over, and I can bounce around. This is something that I want to make sure people understand, because this helps with the ease of navigation of TheAnalyst PRO. If I wanted to come in and change the reports to include, maybe I don't want the location risk analysis. I just come over here, click on reports not to include, select on this icon, location risk analysis, turn it off, press the continue button, and it's going to remove it from my top bar now. And it's just that easy to add something back too. So now the location risk analysis is gone. If I want to add it back, I can add it back. If I want to navigate to any specific item in here, demographic analysis, I can navigate here. I can navigate over here as well. Where we add attachments is over here under the generate package report. This is where we add the attachments. So in this case, I basically dragged my agency disclosure form here that I have over to TheAnalyst PRO. And that form already had the signature line included in it. So when I dragged it over, then I can name it too, because this name is what's going to go on my table of contents, whether, again, it's the PDF, the website, or the Flipbook, that name. And I can have up to 6 attachments. They can be images. If you upload an image here or drag and drop an image over here, your header, i.e. your logo, and your footer with your name and contact information will automatically be added to that particular section. However, if you add a PDF, we don't resize the PDF. We keep the PDF the same size that you uploaded it, and we do not crop off the top and bottom to add your contact information. So that form, that Texas form, disclosure form, will appear in your package just the same way as I uploaded it. We're not going to crop it or change it. Only the image do we add the header and footer to that. So hopefully that helps. But we do add it to the table of contents, which is fantastic, because that's a now linkable table of contents, linkable on your website, linkable on your Flipbook, and linkable in the PDF as well, hyperlink. Hope this helped answer some of the questions you might have had and showed you the new features. Hope you're as excited about them as we are over here. And for those of you who are already set up and subscribed, if you've already created a commercial package, maybe you have a property you've already got one running with, just come back, open those inputs back up, and you can come straight over to the Generate Package Report and go to the property website. It's a new tab that we've added, and you can now just complete this information, and it'll automatically regenerate with a new property website, new Flipbook, new lead generators. You got it. So we're pretty excited.